Not necessarily where we were, it was what we were wearing.
What you believe, I believe.
From King to Dark Prince, Austin Butler and Denis Villenuve on their new Dune villain. When director Denis Villeneuve's sand-swept sci-fi epic Dune hit theaters in 2021, fans of Frank Herbert's original 1965 novel quickly noted one key character who was missing in action: Feyd-Rautha the Harkonnen. A foil to the hero Paul Atreides, the scheming nephew of the villainous Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, Stellan Skarsgård, wasn't even mentioned.
Feyd-Rautha.
You for all of that, those big sand scenes.
A Dune devotee himself since his teenage years, Villeneuve never had any intention of giving short shrift to Feyd-Rautha, who serves as a kind of dark mirror to the messianic Paul, played in the film by Timothée Chalamet. Quite the opposite. The idea in the first film was to try to stay as much as possible on Paul's perspective, to let the reality unfold through his eyes, he says. This was why I brought in Feyd-Rautha as late as possible. I loved the idea of keeping some major firepower for the second film.
And shatter.
Fight!
I'm kind of gambling, and you know if you're right that they...
Goodbye.
Oh, they thought I was dead. Yeah, I thought they were surprised I wasn't.
Austin,
In Dune, Part 2, which hits theaters March 1st, Feyd-Rautha finally receives his much-anticipated introduction, with Austin Butler, hot off his Oscar-nominated turn in Elvis, stepping into the role. Memorably, if campily, played by a spiky-haired, winged codpiece-wearing Sting in director David Lynch's misbegotten 1984 adaptation, Feyd-Rautha here is transformed into something far more disturbing. A ghostly, hairless killer whose psychotic ruthlessness matches his ambition to rule the desert planet Arrakis.
Finally, I knocked on his trailer door and I opened the door.
It's okay. I'm here.
One of the great houses vying for dominance in the sprawling Dune universe, the Harkonnens are a cunning and savage people who prize strength above all, with Feyd-Rautha plotting to replace his older brother Rabban, Dave Bautista, and perhaps the Baron himself. In the second Dune installment, we see much more of their violent, dystopian planet of Giedi Prime, which orbits a black sun.
Finally coming to life, it's like a god. When you do casting, it's always, in some ways...
Villeneuve and cinematographer Greg Fraser present the Harkonnen world in stark black and white, a contrast to the noble Atreides' verdant home planet of Caladan and the desolately beautiful Arrakis inhabited by the fierce and resilient Freemen. That's what we can report. Thank you for watching this news. Don't forget to help this news office channel by liking, comments, sharing and subscribing. We thank you for your support.
Not necessarily where we were, it was what we were wearing.
What you believe, I believe. Not relaxation, but relief.